Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning to all of you. My name is Ali Uture. As you already know, I should be taking you through CCNA routing and switching from chapter 1 down to from module 1 down to module 4, or you can call it semester 1 to semester 4. So, guys, like I promised before, or as I promised before, that we'll be taking these classes online because of the global pandemic of the coronavirus or COVID-19, you may call it. So that prompts us to be taking our classes online. So this is not a normal circumstance, so we have to catch up and make sure that we follow these videos. I'll show you guys exactly what you should do during this course. So we start with chapter 1, and what we have here is CCNA routing and switching. Routing and switching is that we are basically going to be dealing with routers and switches that are Cisco devices only. So we are only going to do configuration on Cisco devices, that is routers and switches. So from semester 1, we're going to start from chapter 1. So basically what I will do is every day or every 2 days I'll be producing a video on a particular chapter. So all our practicals also would come with their own video tutorial. So for instance, if you go for chapter 2, if we have basic configuration of a Cisco device, I will do that basic configuration and I'll put you guys through on the usage of the simulation and emulation tools that we will use to connect to our networking devices, those routers and switches and the PCs. So I do send you guys a short video, or I did send you guys a short video about just an introduction of the packet tracer. So we'll be using that packet tracer also to do our practicals. The packet tracer is a simulation software that works more or less like a real-life device. So whatever you can do on a real-life router or switch, you can do it on a packet tracer to simulate that network and then implement it on a real network. So guys, we start from chapter 1. We have to first ask a question. We are dealing with network, and what is a network? A network can be a connection of devices, it can be a connection of things, it can be a connection of people, in fact. So a network is a connection of two or more things, or two or more people, or two or more people, two or more things, two or more devices, or machines. So a connection of at least two and above that will connect together and share resources. That is a network. Let's say, for instance, I have my laptop. When I'm using my laptop individually, that is not a network. But when I connect my laptop using wireless to another laptop, that is a network. Using wire, that is a network. I connect my laptop to another person's laptop using copper cable, using any kind of connection. That is a network, because it is from 2 onwards. Okay, so we are going to explore networks. So our chapter 1, this chapter 1 video tutorial might be more than the number of minutes that we expect, but nonetheless, if we have more minutes, we are going to make sure that we reduce it down a little bit, so we don't have we don't give you much work to do, or we don't exhaust your internet connection. So guys, first what we expect is introduction to the network. Introduction to network is that what are networks, what are the different types of networks, how do we provide network connectivity, and so on and so forth. So here, what do we expect to capture today? Before the end of this chapter, the objectives of this chapter is how network or multiple networks are used in our everyday life. And then we talk about network, that is LANs, WANs, and the internet. We talk about what LANs are, what WANs are, and the difference between WAN, LAN, and the internet. Sorry guys, I just received a call and it just happened to be that way. So guys, we just have to continue. I am sorry about that call, so I'll make sure that I put my phone on silence, that this doesn't happen. So we are going to talk about LANs, WANs, and the internet, and the difference between LAN, WAN, and internet. From there, we'll talk about network as a platform. So we'll explain the basic characteristics of a network that support communication in network, different sizes of network. We have small, medium, or large network. So we'll explain the concept of converged network. And the last bit will be the change in network environment. We have to look at network and networks adapting to changing network situations, like the new things that are coming into the network. How do our networks tally with that? What do we do? Our networks need to adapt to changing networks, new trends of networks. So how do we make that happen? So we'll talk about that, and network infrastructure would all be discussed in today's chapter. So how networks are connected. Networks provide networks to be connected globally. If you can remember, when I was young at that time, it was difficult. Communication was quite difficult compared to that of today, because before I would be, let's say for instance, if my village is 2 kilometers away from the big village that is Kudang, my people would be called from there, and then they will move from my village, take bicycle, go to Kudang to able to receive phone call. Nowadays, I will be in my house, I will talk to somebody, I will be seeing people. So it provides network connectivity. Network connectivity, today's network allow people to connect globally without any interference. So networks in our daily lives make the world connected. So that's what we today have, globalization. So today networks and networks before is quite different. So let's look at networks of people, how people get connected. So we live in a world where barely imagine 20 years ago, what wouldn't we have without the internet? Yes, we already had those things. So with the internet, what do we expect in the future as our network platforms? Because before, we already know 20 years ago what was happening, and now 50 years ago what was happening with the network or with the internet, and today. Now let's look at the future. Okay, so what networks do is they advance the technologies that are helping to create a world without boundaries. We do not have any boundaries nowadays. I would be in the Gambia, I will talk to somebody in the United States, or that person will also connect to somebody in England. Let's say for instance, just this call that just came in. My friend is in the United States, he called me, connect to me right now, and then connect another brother that is in the UK. So it's like we are in different countries and we are able to communicate. So there are no boundaries with networks today. Today, let's say 50, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, when people were fighting, when there were wars, people will have to physically touch one another. They will have to be present to hit each other with cutlass, machetes, and stuff like that. Today, the United States will be in the United States and they will bomb any country of their choice. There are no boundaries. So the immediate nature of communications over the network or over the internet encourage global communities. Cisco referred to the impact of the network or the internet on people as the human network. So networks, where you take network from human, is the same network in computer or devices. So we may not spend much time here. Networks support the way we learn. Obviously, you guys know that networks support the way you learn. You are in your house today. Look at it. I am going to be giving you lessons from here. I am in Quantum Net, Kairaba Avenue. You guys might be in different villages or different towns in the country. Some will be in Pipeline, some will be in Jarasoma, some will be in different places. But you're going to learn from me because you're going to connect to the network to download these videos. So they provide help in the way you learn. Next, they support the way we work. Today, because of the global pandemic, a lot of people in there are staying in there or remaining in their house. Instead of going to the office to work, they will be in their house or their rooms locked up, and they're still working in their offices as telecommuters. So in today's network, it helped the way we work, it helped the way we learn. How does it help the way we work? You can use texting, social media, collaboration, blogging, wikis, and podcasting. We can use different ways to work from home. So it's very simple. You can use your Facebook to work from home. You can use Zoom. You can use WhatsApp. A lot of things that you can use to work from home. You can use even the Cisco WebEx. If you don't know about the Cisco WebEx, it's another collaboration tool that you can use to connect different people or many people on different locations to make a video call or video conference. Do network help the way we work? Yes, we can collect data and then we move. We can be anywhere. We can have our online meetings, online collabos, online everything we can do. It even save money with the way we work. It save cost. How? Because if you are going to employ 50 people in your network, you will need to have 50 desks in your office. Maybe your office space can only accommodate 25. So it's going to save you your electricity bill. 25 people working from home, electricity bill, you cut cost. Ventilation, you cut cost. Travel allowance, you cut cost. Office space, you cut cost. Desks, you cut cost. So you cut cost in a lot of ways if you work with the network. For instance, today people work at home. They will not go to the office to use electricity in the office. They will not use the air conditioner in the office. They will not use car. They will not spend. They're not going to use fuel to go to the office. They're not even going to use any office space or desk or table or anything. So they are just going to need a laptop and they work in their house. They will not need to even take bath to go. So networks help in the way we work. Yes. Do they help the way we play? Yes. Today, a lot of professional footballers are now playing online using video games. They're playing video games online. Somebody will be in the United States, another person will be in UK, another person will be in Germany, and then they'll be playing online video games. So now the global pandemic forced everybody to be in the house, but you still even seeing on WhatsApp, on Al Jazeera, on CNN, people playing video games online. So it helped the way we play. Right, so that's what networks do. They allow us to do all of this. So we have different networks. The networks resources, we have networks in different sizes. We have small networks. We have small home office networks like the Soho network, just a simple network. We have medium to large networks, and we have the worldwide network, that's the internet. So networks can be small as one computer to each other on the internet. So you can just have 1-2 computers. Finish, you connect them, or you can just enable computer within a home or remote office to connect to a corporate network. That is just a software network. You can also provide a medium-sized network, location with hundreds or thousands of interconnected network computers. That is fine. You can have a medium network. And then we have the worldwide network. There's WWW. This connects hundreds of millions of computers worldwide, such as the internet. So we have small network, medium network, large network, and internet. So the large networks can even be the internet network. So guys, networks comes in different. So we have two types of network connectivity. We have client and server network and peer-to-peer network. Client and server model network is very important, where you're going to have two devices connecting, or you can have multiple devices connected in the network, but in that format, one device that is providing service is referred to as a server, and the device that is receiving services is referred to as the client. Let's say, for instance, this is the web client, this is the web PC, and that is the web server. I want to access www.google.com in the United States, or it's a server in the Gambia, and I'm here at QuantumNet at QIT right now. So when I type www.google.com, now it fetch for this Google server, wherever it might be. So that Google server, I am requesting services from it. So that Google server is the server, and then I am requesting for services from that Google server, so I become a client. So that's what they mean by the client and server model. So every computer that connected to a network is called a host or an end device. My laptop right now, I'm connected to the internet to communicate to you guys. So my laptop is an end device, or you can call it a host. My mobile phone is a host. My printer is a host. My desktop is a host, because I use these ones to interact with them directly to connect to the network. Servers are computers that provide information to end devices on the network. For example, email servers, web servers, or file servers. So we have different types of servers, and they provide different services. Then the client here are the host or the end devices that send requests to the server to retrieve information. So my laptop is retrieving information from google.com server to retrieve information from that server. So that is it. And we have another model, that is the peer-to-peer networking. A peer-to-peer network is just simple LAN network that does not require any internet connection. The previous one that we have here, in a client and server environment or client and server model, you cannot communicate with the server without internet access. So, but with